He was trying to say was that the government is not responsible for your life. But what he failed to mention is that he would be out of business if it were not for government welfare himself. The Obama administration gave Elon Musk $400 million to keep his company afloat. Otherwise, he would have had to file bankruptcy. Right now, Elon Musk is making $4 billion a day from government contracts. But he has the nerve to tell you that you shouldn't depend on the government. I say what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. Last week, Donald Trump removed the prohibition that would deny government contracts to businesses that allowed segregation in their facilities and business practices. It means, newsflash, right now in America, you can get a government contract for billions of dollars in spite of the fact that your business has separate bathrooms for black people in 2025. And I'm telling you, Donald Trump is going to release any moment now, any day now, any hour now, the FBI tapes of Martin Luther King Jr. And he's going to release it in order to discredit his character so that ultimately they'll get rid of the King Center and the King Holiday under the guise that Dr. King was not a moral man. I stand before you today to tell them they can play those games if they want to, but we are not going to roll over and go away quietly. And you're going to find in the days after that, you're going to find leaders and evangelical puppets who are going to go right along with it. And the irony is that Donald Trump does not have the moral authority or the capital of currency to defame our prophet in the first place. Donald Trump was just convicted for paying hush money to a call girl. He has the mendacity of America is so ridiculous that people are going to try to ignore that they do not have what it takes to indict the character of Martin Luther King Jr. I don't care what it is that they try to drum up, we're going to have to stand our ground. If George Zimmerman could, why can we not? Martin Luther King Jr. is the only black person this country has ever honored with any significance, and to erase his holiday is to disavow the legacy of 400 years of degradation. Can you imagine the slap in our face to say that they want to shut down the Smithsonian because it makes them feel uncomfortable? It made us uncomfortable to have our fathers castrated. It made us uncomfortable for our mothers to be raped. It made us uncomfortable to sit in the back of the bus. It made us uncomfortable to have to drink from another water fountain. But it is out of that discomfort that we made the original gangster rap music. Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Forget about your comfort. There's got to be some level of character and some level of integrity. And as a consequence, that's what Target is now learning. That whenever it is that you disrespect black people, you're going to be uncomfortable. We called for a fast from Target 40 days ago. And I wanted to pause and thank you, Chicago. I want to thank you, Black America, for standing with us. We stole the blueprint from the Montgomery bus boycott. And because you have not gone into Target, they have lost upwards of $4 billion. Thank you, black people. When we started this, they were at $145 a share. As of Friday, they are down to $92 a share. Thank you, Black Chicago. And it was under that directive that our own hero, Jesse Louis Jackson, started Operation Breadbasket, because Dr. King confided to Harry Belafonte and said, I am afraid that I've integrated the Negro into a burning house. What was the point of him being able to sit at a lunch counter if he don't have money for a hamburger? We've got to understand what our economic power is and what our economic authority is. And this is interesting because the Bible says that before Trump, there was another leader who played with fire. And his name was Nebuchadnezzar. And he signed an executive order. And he signed an executive order in order to make oppressed people lose their focus. With everything that I'm doing, I know how to make black people lose their focus. He said, let's just show them something shiny. Because you know black people like shiny stuff even if it has no substance. So they'll get gold teeth even while they got nickel-plated brains. Show them something shiny. They'll have high-top tennis shoes while they got low ambition. Give them something shiny. Let them get loans to get a used car, but never give them loans to buy a house. Give them something shiny. But don't just do that. Let me, while I am oppressing them, let them learn how to do boots on the ground and ask where the fans at. They'll be so enamored by dancing and singing that they won't even realize that they are losing all of the economic strides that they've been fighting for 60 years. I came to tell Chicago, don't you dare bow down when the music starts playing. You got to start standing for something, because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. He said to him, when the music starts playing, they're going to start bowing down. And all of them started bowing down. I'm telling you, black people started bowing down. Not the people in this room. Black people like Tim Scott started bowing down. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Black people like Clarence Thomas started bowing down. But I got 500 people in this room that made up in their mind, we done come too far to bow down. We got to stand for something. And if you have decided you're going to take a stand against this administration and take a stand against white supremacy and take a stand against MAGA, if you're going to take a stand, you ought to make up in your mind, we are weeble wobbles. Anyway, a man or woman of profession has that stripped away from them, they are left with nothing more than a pack of matches. The ability to keep a roof over your head and food on the table is as much an ethical issue as it is an economic one. Dr. King said that the bride of poverty is crime, that wherever you see crime, poverty is close by. And somebody needs to tell America that people who are left out in the cold will not go quietly into the night. You can't take away Medicaid and Medicare from poor children and veterans and expect the country to go on as if nothing has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Weather Channel will not give you the report, but the misery index in this nation is exponentially growing every day. It is not pollen, but poverty that is making people miserable. Suffering is expanding by the moment. Stock market isn't just crashing, so is morale and self-esteem. Cruelty has become the language that everybody is able to speak fluently.